1967 to 1971 coachman. The Coachman Maverick, 1969 to 1971, which was the smallest Coachman truck camper of the time. Some brochures to look at. All those for 1970. The 8.5-foot camper was introduced in 1970, 1969. Picture of a Maverick on the front of an advertisement. Coachman motorhome introduced for 1970, 1971. (1972). Here we go, 1972. 1973. They had the bump-up roof available in 1973. 74. 75, 76. There's 75. Hey there. Hey, coaches, and good to see you. Good to see you, Hayner. Chris Close, good to see you. That's 1975 Coachman. This is 74. Owned by Brother Tom. Brother Tom Smith's Guided Adventures, who's no longer with us. A nomad. His channel is still up. If you want to go check out Brother Tom's Misguided Adventures. He had a truck camper. 1976 Coachman truck camper. There's a brochure for the 76 Coachman. '77. 78, 79, on a big dually pickup, 1980. Good to see everyone. In 1980, Coachman introduced the Crest line. In 1981, they introduced the Crest line series of campers. The Crest line level option, and they started doing that to their truck campers as well. They come up with the lightweight truck campers for 1981. Now, there's a Crest line. There's the Crest line. There's a Coachman Crest line for 1981. There's one that's been remodeled, and that's one in Iceland. There's one called the Caper XL. There's a special edition introduced in 1981. And it was the old body style, but they also in 1981 had the option for a laminated version, which is what my camper is. You can see it's a Caper XL 850, and that's what my camper is an 850. So just like my truck camper, but it's a non-basement. Didn't have the basements in 1981. There's the Coachman Crest line for 1981. Caper XL again, 1981. There's the interior of the Caper XL, just like mine, the 850, the 8.5 foot Caper XL. So you can see the laminated Caper XL is different from the non-laminated Caper XL. So you have the laminated and the non-laminated. And there's a trailer that's a Caper XL. There's a motorhome that's a Caper XL, 1981. There is the base model truck camper for 1982. They dropped the name Crest line, and they just have the base model truck camper with aluminum siding on it. It's not a laminated construction. It's a regular truck camper. So there's a pop-up for 1982. You can see that's a 1982 Caper XL. They made Caper XLs for 1982 as well. 81 and 82 were the only 2 years they made the Caper XL series, special edition truck campers. Now that's an 82. There's a base model 1982. It's aluminum siding like a traditional camper without the laminated construction. So that's a 1982. There is a Caper XL for 1982. With all the wood grain and stuff in that, I like that. And that's also blue interior was available for 1982. You can see this one is blue interior. It's in 1983. Now the 1983, that's also the blue edition. So you could get the Caper XL also in the blue edition. So it didn't just come in the orange, it came in the blue. You have these scalloped edges on these. You have this inlay. You have this inlay in the cabinet doors. You see that inlay? You have that inlay on the cabinet doors for 82 and 83. And it was taken out in 84, and it was given to the Shasta campers. Now it's an 83. It looks very similar to the 82, but the 83 is slightly different. It has wood grain countertops for 82 and 83. In 83, again, you see the scalloping that's in the, you had wooden countertops to resemble, you can see the scalloping better on there when they painted it. So, see the scalloping? Not the routed edge, but the scalloping inside, right there, scalloped edge. 82 and 83, and for later model Shasta campers, because there's a pop-up for 83. Now, there's a 1983 base model. That's a base model for 83. They just changed the coloring. There's the 83 pop-up. (1983) motorhome. 1984. They dropped the base model. 84. They didn't offer the base model for 84. They just offered the laminated construction like mine. Except for the pop-ups, they weren't laminated. But everything else was. 1984. That's the graphics for 1984. 1985 Coachman. There's a different color option for 1985. 1986. Now that's the basement model for 1986. Two of the campers, there was 5 different campers available in 1986. There were 5 different campers in 1986, truck campers, and 2 of them were basement models. There's a difference between the 86 and 87, very similar, 86 and 87. 86, you've got 2 lines. 87, you've got 3 lines, a wide line and 2 narrow ones for 87. So that's the difference between the 86 and 87. 2 lines versus 3 lines at the top. Plus the cabinetry is doors are just a little different. Okay. You have that scalloped edge like that in 86. Then it changes a little bit for 87. So this is what this old original Phylon was called. It says custom plated surface. That's the kind of old original Phylon that it was. And there's the basement, the advertisement for the basement model camper, 1986. Coachman's new 4-season camper beats the others cold. With Coachman's new truck camper behind you, no expedition is too rough. Basically, the Coachman pioneered the 4-season truck camper. So it's a big brochure, is a big deal in 1986 when they come out with it. And there's you could, in the bigger truck campers, you could get a 31 BTU furnace, a 25,000 BTU furnace. You see right here, the Arctic package, insulated heated basement. The Arctic package. 1987, all but one full-size truck campers went to the basement. There was the 080, which was the Maverick series, plus also the import campers and the pop-ups didn't go to basements, but all the other ones did go to basement. That's an 86. There's an 86 non-basement model. Now that's an 86 without the basement. Now that's a 19. They're all 86. This is an 87. Counter cabinet doors are different for 87. You see, you go to these kind in 87. See the fat edge on that instead of the scalloped edge? You don't get the inlay anymore. You don't get the scalloped edge. You get that for 87. Okay, that's an 87 just like mine, but it's an 87. You see the two lines? Because the 085, the 8.5 foot camper went basement for 87. But for 86, it was still a non-basement model for 87. Not for 86, but for a basement, it got the basement in 1986. 87, it got the basement, the 085, the 8.5 foot. See, the cabinet doors are different for 87. And it had the top cabinets like that. So it's the 87. That's the model that mine is. 085 SD, 8.5 foot. So it's 1987. That's an 87. The 1987 brochure, see? 1987 brochure. You see, you got the 070 Maverick, 075 Maverick, the two Mavericks there. 070 and 075, they're for import trucks, like Toyota trucks. 080 Maverick was never a basement. They made that in 87 and 88 only. The 080 Maverick was 87 and 88. And the rest of these were basement models. The Surrey 085 and 095, 105, and the 115. All of those. Okay. Now, 1987. And there's an import truck camper. Now that's an import truck camper, the Maverick, which was probably the 075 Maverick. Import truck camper, it's on a Ranger. Here's another import 1987 import truck camper. Those aren't for full-size trucks. Those are for Toyota import trucks. And there's the inside of it. It's still nice interior. You just don't get a bathroom in the import truck campers. That's just like mine, the 085 SD. Let's see. You can see it on a long bed pickup. That's what my truck camper's like. So, there it is. There's the basement. You can see that all the dump valves are up inside the basement. So that's a good thing. You know, all your plumbing is up in there protected. And they put their battery in the same place I did, under the dinette seat. There's your little bathroom. They redid theirs with a different interior than mine. It holds 2 propane tanks. That's why I like it better in a way than a motorhome. Hey there, Betty Bunn. Good to see you. Good to see you, Mandy. Good to see everyone. Coachisms. It holds these kind of propane tanks. You don't have to worry about replacing a big propane tank or having it recertified. Recertifying a built-in propane tank under a motorhome, that's a lot of work. These are just the kinds you go get to the gas station and switch them out. Truck campers have those. That's why it's easy to do, easy to take care of. Just like mine, 085 SD, 8.5 foot camper, nice interior. There's an 9.5 foot. There's a 9.5 foot 88 model. We're going into the 88. It's the same year that mine has. That's the kind of graphics you see on the 88. So there it is. Now, every year they change the graphics just a little bit. They had light blue countertops available for 88. Light blue and light pink countertops for 88. Mine has the light blue. There's a truck camper just like mine. It's a twin of my truck camper, just like him. Identical. That one don't have a bathroom. That's the only difference, is that one don't have a bathroom. But mine does have the bathroom and the shower. And there's another one. That's a 9.5 foot for 1988. That one was specially branded as a Catalina. You see, it was a Catalina. Special edition. It's just like mine, but it's a Catalina. I've never seen another one that's branded as a Catalina, but that one is one. There's the top of mine. You can see it's a one-piece aluminum roof on there. One-piece aluminum. I can walk on the roof. There's a 9.5 foot 1988. And that's the upholstery that my camper came with. It came with that kind of upholstery my camper did. So there it is. That's what my camper came with. Okay. And there's a big 1988. That one is 115. That's a 115. It's the 11 foot, the biggest they make. See, you got a little dresser built in there, a little kitchen there. These are pictures I ordered online of a camper just like mine. Photo snapshots I got on eBay. Check those out. Of a camper just exactly like mine on a truck just like mine. See? A camper and a truck just like mine on a picture snapshots I ordered on eBay that I found. That's what it was. So there we go. That's the guy I talked to on Facebook. He rebuilt his Coachman truck camper too. See, he took it and rebuilt it. You know, redid it completely and everything. See, there it is, and that's a 9.5. There he's got it on his truck. See, so there we go. His 88 model, whatever. Now you were available to have two different upholsteries, 2 or 3 different upholsteries colors. You could get the pink or you could get that or whatever. 2 or 3 different kinds of upholstery. So there is a 1986 080, 1988 080, the only just a plain 8-foot truck camper, the only 1988 full-size truck camper without a basement. The only one without a basement is the 080 Maverick. Now, it don't come with a bathroom. Those Mavericks don't come with bathrooms. There's an 88 model. That one is a 9.5. That's a 9.5 model. There's a 1989. Hey there. There's an 89. That's the SE for 1989. All new for 1989. It's called the SE side entry. It has a side entry for 1989. There's another SE. There is a, yeah, that's a 9.5. 1989 brochure. And there's a 1990, the graphics changed. You get more upscale upholstery, modern upholstery. For 1990 model year. See, the graphics changed just a little bit. And some of them actually had the available extended cab over design. Nicer upholstery, if you consider it nice, you know, it's floral pattern. That's just like mine, but it's a 90, so 085, the 8.5 foot. $19.90 brochure, there it is. In 1991, they split the truck campers. They continued to make the truck campers they had made I like the new Lisa Marie. It's a nice one. It really is, Chris Bliss. It's a nice van. It's a wide body. It's what he's wanted for a long time. They continued to make the campers in 1991 they'd always made that are laminated with basements, but they come up with a new, cheaper camper, just like the one they made before called the base model with regular aluminum siding and wood framing without the lamination, a cheaper camper. They called the new one, the cheaper camper, they called it the Coachman Sport. And the pre-existing one with the basement, they called it the Ranger. So the one they'd already made was called the Ranger. They called it the Ranger. And the other one, the new, cheaper one with the traditional aluminum siding, was called the Sport. This is fiberglass. So, yeah, it does. It does. That's true, Chris Bliss. Yeah, I think you're right. 1991. That's the extended cab over. Here's the Camping Today article featuring the two. There's the new Sport truck camper with traditional aluminum, and instead of the radius windows, they go back to the old-fashioned crank-out windows. So it's just a new cheap camper. Now that is the Ranger. You see, 1991 Coachman Ranger truck campers. They have the radius windows. They have Phylon fiberglass siding, laminated construction, heated basement. Then they come up with the cheap one, which is simple camping pleasure at an economical price. Coachman Sport truck camper, which is the aluminum siding and the non-radius traditional windows. So there we go. There's a Ranger, 1991 Ranger, 1991 Sport. There it is. And the 085 SD, the 8.5-foot camper, went to the Sport. So they stopped making the. In 1992, they got rid of the sloping cab over. The sloping cab over on the Ranger, where the cab over was sloping in 1991. The cab over was sloping in 1991. On the Ranger, you can see the Ranger with a sloping front. And then in 1992, they got rid of the sloping roof on the Ranger and gave it a big flat roof and a prominent front end. See, like that V-bold front end for 1992. See, there it is, another 92 Ranger. 92 Ranger. 92 Ranger with fiberglass siding. 92 Sport with traditional windows and aluminum siding. 93 Ranger. 93 Sport. See, it has an aerodynamic look to the Sport. It's just a cheaper type of a camper. It's not the basement model that they had made before. 93 Sport, 94 Ranger, 94 Sport. And for 94, they had introduced a big side entry truck camper for the Sport for 1994. So, and that's a big one, big Sport. So you could get the Sport in all different sizes. There's someone boondocking in a parking lot in their Sport, Coachman Sport. 1995 Ranger, they finally went to the Phylon, smooth Phylon that you see today in campers. The smooth Phylon and got rid of the old Phylon. 1995 Ranger, 1995 Sport. There we go, the 8.5-foot. You can see the windows are traditional windows. They're not radius windows. They're cheap windows, cheaper old-fashioned windows. 1996 Ranger and Sport. So, 1996 Ranger with the split windows. 1996 Ranger. 1996 Sport. 1997 Ranger. 1997 Sport, 1998 Ranger, 1998 1998 Sport. 1998 Sport. 1999 Ranger. 1999 Sport. 1999 Sport. 2000 Ranger. 2000 Sport. 2000 Sport. 2001, the very final edition, the last year of the Coachman Truck Camper, very last year, from 1967 to 2001, 2001, Coachman Ranger with nice hardwood cabinetry. There's your sign up there that says Ranger on there. 2001 Sport. There's the last edition of the Coachman Sport. And by 2000, the Coachman Sport had finally got radius windows. I didn't notice that. 2000 Sport finally dropped those cheap old-fashioned windows and went to the radius windows for 2000. You know. Now the 1998 Ranger Sport has old-fashioned windows. But the 1999, it's hard to tell on the 99. I think they had traditional windows on the 99 Sport. But the 2000 Sport has radius windows. And so 2001 Ranger, 2001 Sport, the last edition of the Coachman Sport and the Ranger. That one is nice, you know. Nice inside. They did a good job redoing it. Yep, sure did. 2001 Coachman Sport. There you go. Now there's the Coachman Canadian version, special mention. These are the Coachman Canadian market. For the Canadian market, they had a separate series of truck campers for the Canadian market. They were a little backdated, and you can see it as modern interior, but vintage-looking exterior. And that's just, I approximate them to be 1980. But they're Canadian campers. There's a Canadian 1984 motorhome Coachman, but you see they use these light blue and turquoise for Canada that they don't use in the United States. 1985, there's a 1990, but the 1990 Canadian edition has turquoise, and they didn't have that for the United States. That was only Canada. So, the Shasta campers, I'll let those go for later. I'm a little bit, it's 34 minutes. Well, it's been 34 minutes. I'm talking a lot, and I'm running out of energy and running out of air. I will catch you on the flip side. Like, share, subscribe. Join the revolution, and I will catch you where the sun don't shine. Woo! You know that's right.